Welcome back to the Stock Indicator Simplified Series. Today we are looking at gap fill. This one builds on the price gap episode. Price gap asks, did the stock open far away from yesterday's close? Gap fill asks the next question. After that gap, how much did price move back toward yesterday's close? Here is the easiest example. A stock closes yesterday at $100. This morning it opens at $105. That is a $5 gap up. If price later falls to $102.50, it has filled half of that gap. That is a 50% gap fill. If price falls all the way back to $100, the gap is fully filled. That is a 100% gap fill. For a gap down, flip the direction. If yesterday's close was $100 and today's open is $95, the gap is below the prior close. A fill means price climbs back upward toward $100. Signal Alert uses two key settings for gap fill. First is gap direction. Choose up when you want to track a gap that opened higher. Choose down when you want to track a gap that opened lower. Second is fill percent. A 50% fill means price has retraced halfway into the gap. A 100% fill means price returned to the prior close. Why do traders watch this? Because it helps separate a gap that is holding from a gap that is fading. A gap up that holds near the open can show buyers still have control, but if it starts filling quickly, early strength may be fading. A gap down that fills upward can show dip buyers stepping in, but it still needs context. The common mistake is believing every gap has to fill. It does not. Strong news, heavy volume, or a powerful trend can keep price away from the prior close for the whole session. So use gap fill as a context alert, not as an automatic trade. In Signal Alert, add gap fill, choose gap direction, set the fill percent, and create the alert. The goal is simple. Let Signal Alert tell you when the opening gap is being retraced so you can review the chart with a calmer plan. Visit Signal Alert, EO, and build your next market alert in minutes.